Yes. All right. Hey, welcome. Alex Sabatelli here. Excited on this beautiful Valentine's Day to be bringing you this really cool training with Dave MacArthur, our kind of extraordinaire Mr. Associate, consultant machine himself. And he's going to be teaching us tonight a kind of a next step from some of the training that you'll be finding on foreverpack.com on the backside. Actually, even on the front there, when you learn about the power of our compensation plan, where we're talking about the power of 2, the power of 3, 4, and 5, and what that all means. Well, this is going to give us some visual and some real, hopefully some stick-to-itiveness to what it really takes to become a consultant machine, to attract and really keep working until we find those consultant machines on our right and on our left, and how the cycles work and how we free ourselves with this residual income opportunity and what it really looks like. It's not get rich quick. And Dave's going to really show us what this looks like. And so I'm just going to turn it right over to you, Dave. Thank you so much for being here, you guys, tonight. Happy Valentine's Day. You're on, dude.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Alex.
You're welcome.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so you should be able to see my iPad there. When I first got in, what I was taught, and we didn't have all the bonuses that we had back then. It was just basically cycles that we were building, our business for. And what I was taught was the 100 BV. Jimmy Smith would say that's our best product, and 100 BV because that's the qualifying order that really opens up people to build a life that most people are looking for. So it's the activation point to where, again, it's such an important value when you understand the compensation plan. So 100 BV stands for business volume. Every product is given a point value along with a dollar value. So BV stands for business volume. So when you get enrolled, to get into income earning qualification, you have to sponsor 2 people. So let's just say this is me, and then I need to sponsor 2 people to get from associate to consultant. So we put one on the left and one on the right. So this would be my right team, and this would be my left team. And what we need to kind of cover here, just so we understand what consultant machine is, it's a perspective that you have that really sets you up for just continually talking to as many people as you do until you have a freedom day. So I like to, point out to new people, what does a freedom day consist of to you, and what would that look like? And a freedom day is that you get to do the things that you would want to do with your life on a day-to-day basis. And the 2 things that I hear the most are quality time with their family and more vacations. Those are really the 2 biggest things. So we can set somebody up to really identify what their freedom day looks like. What are the actions they need to take, so that, because an unknowing mind is a paralyzed mind. And so if we can help get across the actions and the objective of what we're doing and what that looks like, then people can get into action and with a sense of knowing that there's no way they're going to be denied their freedom day, because they understand the principles of the compensation plan and what are the dynamics that are going to lead up to that freedom day if they just keep doing the right actions. So I was taught consultant machine. And so right here as a consultant, I enroll 2 people, and those 2 people need to be qualified orders, 100 in business volume every 30 days. Once I do that, you guys, did you know you could be the top income earner in the company as a consultant? In fact, you earn the same percentage as the #1 income earner in the company right there as a consultant. So it really opens up the doorway to maximize the compensation plan when it comes to something called cycles. And the cycles, that's our commission. But what you want to understand about the cycles is that's passive income, which means they call it beach money. You could be on the beach and you're making money. You could be asleep and you're making money. Passive income means that it's coming in whether you're working or not. And number 2 is it's residual. And these are principles. So residual, the product is consumable. And so as they run out, they're going to order more because they need to consume more products because it's a food source. All right. And then number 3 is we have leverage. And you want to understand how these principles work with our compensation plan to do what? To create the Freedom Day for ourselves. Once you get that, you'll do whatever it takes. I tell people, look, if I put a red sticker underneath a rock and I hide it on your block somewhere in your neighborhood, and I say, look, go out and find that rock with the red sticker under it, and I'll give you $1,000 every week for the rest of your life, no strings attached. All you got to do is find the rock. What would you do when you got home from work? You might even call in sick and say, hey, I'm not coming in today, right? And you'd be out turning over rocks. And you wouldn't stop turning over the rocks until you found the one with the red sticker under it. When you understand these principles, you guys, this is why people become successful in isogetics. They truly understand that there's a red sticker under a rock, and all they got to do is just keep on turning over the rock. And you don't change the actions. You don't go fishing, because when you're fishing, you're not going to be turning over rocks. You're keeping your eye on the ball. You're doing the actions that produce the results. So a cycle, let's talk about a cycle. This is our commission. And it's going to give you that passive residual income, and it's done through the leverage. So a cycle, if those 3 people, myself and the person on the left and the person on the right, are ordering 100 BV exactly, that means there's a total of 300 BV that was just ordered in product through my account. Now, in order to get paid a cycle, a commission cycle, we need a total of 900 BV. So I'm a third of the way there with those 3 orders. So what needs to happen is more products need to be ordered, which takes the BV up, which would then cause me to cycle and get a commission. That 900 BV is $54. That's the 6% that you hear about when we get paid 6% on the entire BV in your entire organization. Once you're a consultant. So once you're a consultant, you get paid on everybody that comes into your group, no matter how they get there. There's 3 ways people can get into your organization. This is the leverage. Somebody in your upline could enroll them down under you. You could enroll people, and the people that are in your downline can enroll people. Through all 3 of those scenarios, you're going to get paid on the people that end up in your group, okay? So as you can see, if you're sharing and other people are sharing in your group, your BV is going to go up. So here's what you want to do, though. If it's going to be, it's up to me. Don't come into this thinking that you won the lottery and it's a get-rich-quick program, right? Alex, this is what we want people to understand.
Totally.
It is not a get-rich-quick program. The organization, you may get it to grow without your effort, but it's not going to grow on both of your teams, and you need to get both teams to grow. So you've got to come into this expecting to do some work. So you need 300 in volume on one side and 600 in BV on the other side. So there's kind of split between the 2 teams. That's the only way you get the $54. That's how your 900 has to be accumulated. 600 in BV on one side and 300 on the other side. So what we want to do is we want to start enrolling people. If it's going to be, it's up to me. Don't be expecting your upline to enroll everybody under you, okay? So if you come in with this attitude, it's going to be a winning attitude. All right, so here I am. I get enrolled into my organization. This is me, and I get to work right away. I'm going to enroll 1 on the left and 1 on the right. Now, what I want to do is I don't want to stop there. And if I want to go slow, medium, or fast is going to depend on how many people I talk to and how good I get at sending them to the tools and following up. We're not going to go into that. That's a whole nother training. But what we want to show you is what is consultant machine? What's the mindset of somebody who builds a successful organization, creates a Freedom Day? So I'm going to enroll, and then I'm going to enroll another person. And I'm going to go 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. What this is doing, it's getting me to make this 900 in BV, right? Because I'm enrolling people. So there's 6 people plus me, that's 7. If we all ordered 100, there's 700 BV. If we're all on auto ship, then 700 BV goes through every month. Once I get 2 more people, I'd be at 900 BV, which means I'd make $54 every month. Kind of like turning that rock over. You get $1,000 for the, every week for the rest of your life. This would be $54 every month if you had 9 people ordering 100 BV. All right, so I'm just going to keep going. Go on the left and go on the right. Now, what I do, and this is a Don Fala teaching. This guy's a master networker. He's created 3 different organizations and 3 different companies of over 100,000 people. What does he say? Teach everybody how to become a consultant. Jimmy Smith says the same thing too. Jimmy Smith in our company. So everybody that I'm enrolling, I'm going to teach them the value of becoming a consultant. That's something that a consultant machine does. You want to be a consultant machine, and you want to create consultant machines. That's what will lead to your Freedom Day. So as I'm teaching everybody, maybe this person says, nah, I don't want to do that, but I sure love the products. I'm just going to keep using them. And this person says, I'll think about it. Let me see what kind of results I get. But you're not going to wait around for them. You're going to keep enrolling people because you're working this because you want your Freedom Day. You're not going to wait on other people. If it's going to be, it's up to me. So I keep enrolling people. I teach this person how to become a consultant. And guess what? They decided, yes, I want to become a consultant. So we'll use a different color here. They enroll 1 on the left, right. Now, because I've already got 2 people that I enrolled under them before they did, they're going to have to go down to the next open position on the left, and they're going to enroll them right there. Now this person is a consultant. Now, that does not make that person a consultant machine. This is what you must understand. Even people that, if you guys understand what getting to manager and director and executive is, a lot of people think that because I got to executive, that's going to create my Freedom Day. That does not create your Freedom Day. It does not create it. When I got into Isogenics, I went for executive, but it wasn't executive that I knew was going to create my Freedom Day. I needed consultant machines in my downline. So what's the definition of a consultant machine? Well, you're kind of seeing me act like a consultant machine. I'm going to keep enrolling people until I find somebody who's just like me. So this person right here, they decide they're going to become a consultant because I've been telling them what it would take for them to become a consultant, and they said, yes, that's what I want to do. So now that person becomes a consultant. At this point, I would say, yeah, you know what? You could title me as a
manager, yeah.
No, not a manager, a consultant machine. I'm a consultant machine, personally. Nobody in my downline yet is a consultant machine. And in order for you to have a Freedom Day, you guys, you got to have consultant machines in your downline. Well, what if I hit executive? What if this person went, and I'm just going to put in these little circles in a different way. So that person became consultant. That person became consultant. This person became consultant. This person became consultant. All right. And I'm still enrolling people. So I put another person down on the left, another person down on the right. I still don't have any consultant machines in my organization. Even if I had 5 on the left and 5 on the right and I hit executive, I could draw that out. What do I got? 3 there. Let's go 4. There's 5. No, there's 4. We'll make this person a consultant. There's 3, 4, and we'll make this person a consultant. Now you hit executive. Awesome. You got the $3,000 bonus. Way to go. But you still don't have any consultant machines in your downline. Your Freedom Day isn't here yet, you guys. You got $3,000. Great. Maybe pay off some credit cards or take a vacation or whatever. But it's not residual income. Those were just bonuses. You're not going to get those again. Consultant machine, the Freedom Day means that you have passive residual income. And you might have a little bit, but not enough for a Freedom Day. Let's say a Freedom Day for you is you're going to need $2,500 a month and you can fire your boss. That's your Freedom Day. Well, you're not even close to that in cycles yet. Yeah, you made $3,000 in bonuses, but you're not going to make that again next month. You already maxed out the executive bonuses. Does this make sense, you guys? Mm-hmm. So what's a consultant machine, Dave? I'm a consultant machine. So the consultant machine in my downline would be this person here says they're going to start enrolling people. Left, right, left, right, left, right. And this person decides they're going to become a consultant. this person becomes a consultant, and they just keep going left, right, because they don't have a consultant machine yet. But here's the deal. This person becomes inspired, committed, disciplined, and I like this, psychologically unemployable. They know that the Isagenix compensation plan is going to create a freedom day for them. And if it's going to be, it's up to me. So that's what they're saying. They're inspired and they're committed and they're disciplined and they're going to get into action. And they just keep enrolling people until they have people who start enrolling and becoming consultant machines. So we could say now, this person right here is a consultant machine because they're not going to stop enrolling until they have a freedom day. They're not going to stop turning over the red rocks until they find the one with the red sticker under it. It's not even an option. Even if you quit, they're not going to quit. They're going for their freedom day. Their sponsor may quit on them. It doesn't matter. A consultant machine, they're not quitting. And they just keep enrolling. And then what eventually happens with the consultant machine is they find somebody who's just as inspired and just as committed as they are, maybe even more committed than they are. So now this person right here becomes a consultant machine. And so what's happening with the BV? The BV is going up. In all the upline, the BV is just taking off. So what's happening for me up here? My BV is just going through the roof. There's 1, 2 consultant machines. Oh my gosh, 2 consultant machines, they could produce way more than you could by yourself trading time for money during the day. You do not need very many consultant machines. Lenny hit platinum, which is $10,000 a week with 2 consultant machines on one side and 2 consultant machines on the other side. And he hit 10 grand a week. Because these consultant machines, the 2 on the left, it's going to be self-perpetuating. They're not going to stop. They're going to create consultant machines under them. They're not just going to keep enrolling and enrolling. They're enrolling to find consultant machines in their downline. So that left leg right there, we could say that's a left leg that just took off. You don't ever need to enroll anybody on that side again. Not with 2 consultant machines that are producing more consultant machines. So if we go over, let me pull this up off of the presentation. If we go to these numbers that they showed with Tracy O'Malley, so Tracy in 2 years enrolled she talked to 1,000 people, so she turned over 1,000 rocks and she enrolled 90 people. 5 of them became consultant machines. These are the customers. They might have even become consultants, but they're not in it to win it. They're not enrolling left, right, and they just keep enrolling. Somebody quits on them, they don't care. They keep enrolling left, right, and they show everybody how to get to consultant. So Tracy, out of the 90 she enrolled, 5 of them became consultant machines. Look at what that grossed her for 1 month, $126,000 for 1 month. And it produced a team of 18,000 people in 2 years. These are consultant machines right here. Now, here's a cool thing, right? So in 10 years, me and Carrie, we enrolled 150 people. We only had 1 consultant machine that we personally enrolled. Consultant machines that show up in your organization don't even have to be people you personally enrolled. I can start, remember, because as a consultant, me being a consultant, I get paid on everybody once I've done this. So let's say this person right here on my right leg, all of a sudden, I didn't enroll them. This person enrolled them right here. They enrolled that person to get to consultant themselves. But this person becomes a consultant machine. They go left, right, and they're teaching everybody what it means to become consultant. This one becomes consultant, but they're not a consultant machine, so they just keep enrolling. They're turning over rocks. They're sharing the message. They're telling their electrifying story, and they're getting really good at it. This person decides to become a consultant, and they become a consultant machine. So I could be working with this person right here, and helping them and doing meetings and doing three-way calls and cheering them on and giving them accolades and doing whatever I need to do to help support that person. Because all of the people in their downline is producing BV for me. And if this person's a consultant machine, that means they're not quitting. They don't even care if I quit. They're too inspired. They're too committed. This is their number one priority in life. Become free up me and my family with Isogenics. And they get into action. And they're psychologically unemployable. All right, so now I have a freedom day because I have one consultant machine on my right side and two on my left. And I only need 600 on one side and 300 on the other side. This is a freedom day. You're free for the rest of your life, and your income's just going to keep going up because these people are going to keep enrolling. Why? Because they're inspired, committed, psychologically unemployable, and they love helping people. This is the business for people who love helping people. So, and I'm not even talking about any bonuses here. Let's say you fell out of executive. You guys, I hit number 13 income earner in the company as a consultant. In fact, I don't preach don't become a consultant. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't preach don't become an executive. Become an executive. Get those bonuses. But I've been in the top 25 income earners in the company for the last 7 years as a consultant. As a consultant, not as an executive. I haven't received any executive bonuses. My pay for the last 7 years in the top 25 income earners has all been the 6% paying out in cycles on everybody. And I love teaching. I love working with that person right there. I love working with that person. I love working with that person. I love working with that person. I don't care who they are. Now, so here's the thing. Jimmy Smith says, let's have a moment of silence for all the people who quit before they found their consultant machine. So that might be this person right here. They quit. And look, the consultant machine came in right after that person. If they would have just kept going, they would have had a consultant machine. But they quit right here. It's because they didn't understand the principles. So they weren't, the TV distracted them and they stopped turning over rocks. Whatever distraction, there's an infinite amount of distractions out there. And people lost their focus. They lost their, what do we call it? Their inception. Alex, do you want to talk a little bit about that real quick?
Yeah, well, and I think it's not even so much that they don't believe in it. I've seen many people that really get it. They have the big aha and they're like, I'm going all the way. They're ready to quit their day job way too soon. But what happens is they face objection. And then their little inner voice tells them that they're not good at it or this isn't for them. They just don't have the intestinal fortitude to just keep going. And really this is for the long haul. That's the persistence, consistency, and commitment, I believe, are the three most important ingredients. I think that the bonuses are really attractive. They're really, sexy. And they're not sustainable in terms of our Freedom Day. And to have this bigger picture and really understand, it's not that we need so many people to understand it, it's that we just need a few really committed, dedicated people who understand that, we do have to go out there and look for the rock with the red dot. And it might take a while to find those red dots. And when we find them, there's a level of our own stepping up to inspire those people to really reach down and not just show them once, but really hold their hand and pick them up when they fall and when they start to falter, because we don't want them to quit until they're
inspired. So can I just say a few things on that?
Please.
So staying inspired would be finding out what your why is. What's your Freedom Day really look like for you? More than just quality time with family and taking better vacations. What is really your why? What's your Freedom Day look like? And write that out. And I put it on 3x5 cards. I have 3x5 cards all over the place in my office. I'm glad now that I've learned about the 3x5 card app and I have them on my phone now. So the 3x card companies might go out of business because I've been keeping them in business.
I got those too.
Yeah, there it is.
They're
so
great.
It's tapping into that vision that you hold for yourself every day. Now, it's not just doing that. It's getting on the phone calls. It's going to the events. It's talking to people who are in Isagenix who are excited. And as soon as you take yourself out of that environment and you stop tapping into your why, you know, your freedom day is the moment you'll start to forget about the dot under the red rock. And you'll just get distracted. And so you want to stay plugged in. We used to always say, and Lenny used to always say, you know, what happens to your phone if you don't plug it in? It doesn't stay charged up. If you don't stay plugged in, you won't stay charged up. If you stay charged up, then what happens is you'll put in the work and you will find these consultant machines. Now, so some people think, and we kind of touched on this a little bit already, Alex, that people think this is a get-rich-quick program. Mm-hmm. It's an easy way to make money. It is not easy, you guys. Talking to 1,000 people and getting 910 no's and 90 yeses. And out of those 90 yeses, I wonder how many of them said they were going to be consultant machines and let themselves and you down. And then you keep going, though, and then you find these consultant machines. And it's, again, you got to stay plugged in. You got to stay fired up. You got to be entrepreneurial about this. You've got to have that internal drive and that self-motivation when nobody else is there to spur you on. Otherwise, you might even stay in Isagenix, but you quit talking to people. And so you're not enrolling anybody anymore. And then you're like hoping that somebody enrolls somebody under you, or somebody in your downline wakes up and starts doing some work while you're not doing the work. Mm-hmm. I see that happen a lot as well. So you just got to stay in action. You got to stay motivated, and you got to keep doing the actions that will produce it. I'm still doing the same actions that I did, you know, when I got started 13 years ago, talking to people, sending them to the website, getting them to watch the video, and then following up with them and showing everybody these numbers. This is how you get people inspired. You talk about their freedom day. So if your freedom day is $2,500 a month, show them the power of 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're at $2,500 a month at the power of 4 with everybody ordering a Forever Pack. So you've got to tap them into this information so they can really internalize the principles. You can share them with them. If they don't internalize them, they're not going to get inspired like these consultants do, these consultant machines. They became inspired, not because of what somebody said, but because of what they internalized. Mm-hmm. And you can't internalize something for somebody. All you can do is share the information, but you can get better and better and better at sharing that information so it's more easily internalized. But when it comes down to it, you cannot internalize it for them. You can't do their push-ups for them. So that's why a consultant machine knows I'm going to keep enrolling people, because some people are just lazy. Some people want it, but they're not willing to do the work. And then there's some people out there who want it and they're ready to do the work, and I'm going to find them. Mm-hmm. And that's the process, you guys. And consultant machine is your freedom day. So this gives you the actions that you know you need to be doing until it happens. And that is continually enrolling and recruiting, sharing the information, and inspiring people with our compensation plan and the products, how they change people's lives. Yeah. And you don't change that. And the moment you stop doing that is the moment you're going to stop creating consultant machines. Right. Right, Alex?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I want to really bullet point that, inspiring those people to really get it. I think that's really key because, you know, again, like when we shoot for this executive, you know, and you've got 5 consultants on one side and 5 consultants on the other side, and then some, it feels like, you know, you've made it, woohoo, but there's no leverage there yet until those people get it. It's so fragile. You know, we really are looking for people like us that are looking to do the same kind of thing. And so if you can just share real quick, Dave, obviously, what it looks like to become an inspirer, to step up into leadership. You've got some really great trainings around leadership and the 5 levels of leadership and what it takes to get to some of these higher levels in the company. It really does mean that we need to do more to leverage our own ability to inspire more people and to find those people deep down in our organizations that are looking like potential consultant machines so that we can grab hold of them and nurture them and support them. So tell me, it's just, or share with us, if you would, a few tips around that part of it. As you know, you're working directly with me and I'm like thousands of people down in your second leg, right? Yeah. But I feel like you're in my back pocket. How does that work?
Yeah, so there's a couple ways, a couple nuggets here, you guys. One is that you can use your upline. Like Alex was just saying, we've been working really closely together, and Malcolm's been working really closely with you, and you can utilize your upline. Your upline If they're successful, then they know how to inspire people. And you may not know how to articulate that inspiration yet, but you can learn from your upline as you're listening to them inspire your people that you're sharing the information with. So I would say that's the best way, the fastest way, because that means you can earn while you learn. You'll start creating leverage, and you could be creating some consultant machines with the help of your upline. So Lenny Evans was that for me. Carl Lamar was that for me. George Ruiz and Jimmy Smith and Don Nooner. Those were people that I used to help inspire people, to help me find consultant machines. Mm-hmm. So utilizing your upline, that's one. Number two is learning the information for yourself and taking charge, being the CEO and looking at this like a business and coming into it. If you were going to go work for some kind of corporation, they would expect you, if you didn't know the skills, they would want you to get the skills. They would either send you to some kind of training, some kind of seminars consistently and regularly, or you would have to have some kind of training already or some kind of schooling or degree. So this is the same thing. This is a business. So if you don't have the skills yet, utilize your upline, but start developing the skills. And so when you look at John Maxwell's teachings, the 5 levels of leadership, all of us can learn something. Our minds are capable of expanding and learning more. So expose yourself, ask people, what should I be reading? What should I be learning? I always ask Lenny, what book do I need to read now? He gave me Robert Kiyosaki's, the business school for people who like helping people. That really sunk in the leverage for me and the residual income and the passive income. I read John Maxwell's, how to be a better leader and what does a better leader look like. So he talks about the 5 levels of leadership. And what you want to do is you want to get to this 3rd level of leadership for yourself. And you'll utilize your upline because they're already going to be at that 3rd level of leadership. That's production. 3rd level leadership is production. Now, you could be a consultant machine and not get a freedom day. You could make some pretty good income making being a consultant machine yourself. That would be a low level 3 leader where you're producing. A high level 3 leader is where you're getting your team to produce. Again, you can utilize your upline. You could utilize the tools that the company has and other books out there. Don Fela's The 45-Second Presentation. That book is awesome for teaching you how to become a high 3rd level production leader. And what do I mean by high level 3 leader? Oh, 10 grand a week, $40,000 a month. That's having other consultant machines in your downline. It would be pretty hard to get that. You wouldn't get there just being a consultant machine yourself. So learning the craft, like Will Smith says, he's going to master his craft and he's going to get better at it. And Bob Proctor says, man, there's most people that they're not very good at what they do. They just try and skate by with doing as little as possible. Well, that would be these people. That would be the person who quit right before the consultant machine came in. But you're not going to be that person because you know better. You've watched this video and you're just going to keep enrolling because you know you're going to get better. You're going to utilize your upline and you're going to find consultant machines. And be believing as you get into action. If you have doubt while you're getting into action, you'll negate your efforts. So make sure you're working on your faith and your belief while you're getting into action. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother lesson. All right. So does that kind of help? You're going to utilize your upline. You're going to ask them, which books should I be reading? You can go John Maxwell's. I'll give you 3 books that you could read. And then on my Mechanic to Millionaire YouTube channel, on YouTube, Mechanic to Millionaire, there's about 5 modules on leadership. Okay. And so you'll see those module 1A, 1B, 1C. And then the books, I would say Don Fela's, it's Faila, and it's the 45-second presentation. And then you would want Robert Kiyosaki's The Cash Flow Quadrant, or another one of his is, you'd have to look at it at Amazon. It's not in print anymore. It's The Business School for People Who Like Helping People, both by Robert Kiyosaki. And then, what was the third one? Don Fela. Oh, John Maxwell's The 5 Levels of Leadership. Mm-hmm. There's 3 books that you could read right now that would start moving you up this step in leadership development. And then utilize the heck out of your upline, you guys. They want more BD, and if they can do that with you and train you and work with you. It's fun and it's rewarding and it's a win-win scenario.
Totally. That's awesome. I want to ask a couple more things just while we have you, Dave, because this is really awesome. One of the things that we talk about when it comes to these 3x5 cards and kind of is assuming the wish fulfilled. So when we become psychologically unemployable, you know, what does it take to become that? Personally, I believe if you understand what your Freedom Day number is, then you need to not need to, you might consider acting in such a way that even if you don't have enough prospects at the time or enough team to work with at the time, if you're wanting that to be $10,000 a week, then what can I do to become more bulletproof in, you know, to the tune of $10,000 a week worth of my effort to be earning that? Granted, we may not earn that in the beginning, but it's going to pay us, you know, in spades later. Because I like, and the reason I share this is because as I'm programming my mind to be a millionaire in isogenics, I'm also asking myself daily, am I acting like a millionaire? And if I'm not, or if there's something that's pulling me down, or I'm not reaching down and working with people, then I'm saying, am I bulletproof? Is my belief so much that I am psychologically unemployable and that I'm magnetic to the point where I'm attracting people, consultant machines to me because I know what I know, what I know, what I know, like as if I were a millionaire already. And so can you add a little bit to that? Like what are those things to you around assuming the wish fulfilled, acting as if when we're just getting started so that we can magnetize that, you know, other consultant machines to us?
Yeah, I like the Healthy Mind and Body thing here that Rod Harrison uses in Healthy Mind and Body program, which is in your back office. You can do it. It's a 60-day program. And this inception phase is what you're talking about when you see yourself as that person who's had the success in isogenics. And that's a mental thing. And you got to remember that your thoughts and your feelings are very powerful. In fact, we call those first cause. They cause us to do things in a certain way. And we can get sort of a false sense of feeling and images in our head in the beginning. I shouldn't say false sense, but they're temporary. That would be a better word. We get a temporary sense of a feeling and images in our head about what it's going to be like to be successful in isogenics. Rod calls that the inception phase. Now, what we want to do is we want to stay in that inception phase. So somebody who stops sharing with people, they stopped looking at their why, they stopped staying plugged in, and they stopped being inspired by their environment. And so they fell out of the inception phase. They go into those thoughts like, oh, what was I thinking? Or I can't do this, or I knew it wasn't going to work. And they go to those thoughts, which is the exact opposite of the inception phase. And when you're in inception phase, your energy is high and your actions are high. And so this is what you want to do. This is the key. It's been proven over and over, you guys, that successful people, this is what they do. They keep themselves in the inception phase. So it's like they're already there while they're going out and trying to find the consultant machines. So even in the face of somebody saying no, or somebody just saying, I just want to use the products, or somebody saying, I'm going to be your consultant machine, and then they quit on you and you can't get a hold of them anymore, the successful person doesn't let that affect them mentally. And Jim Rohn calls that disciplining your disappointments. That person disappointed you, but you don't let that affect you mentally. I would write that down, discipline your disappointments. And then I would also write down, Dave, stay in the inception phase. Stay in the inception phase. So that's the key. While you're getting into action is seeing yourself as already being that person. That's what you did to get started. Now you just need to maintain that. It's really a high level of faith, and faith always produces action. Doubt produces inaction and fear. So you don't have any doubt in the inception phase. You're like, tell your spouse and you tell your family and you tell your friends, I'm going to become wealthy and we're going to help people get healthy. And you just know it's going to happen. But then 2 days later, a lot of people get pulled out of the inception phase. I don't do that. I make sure, that's why I have my 3x5 cards. I know that I'm not strong enough to just do it with my mind and not have little triggers to remind me. I have triggers all around me to help me stay in the inception phase. So I'll give one more little nugget on that, Alex, and that is for those of you that have seen the movie Mary Poppins. In Mary Poppins, Bert is drawing paintings on the sidewalk with chalk. There's these sidewalk chalk paintings, and he's doing it out at the park. And Mary Poppins shows up with the two little kids. And if you've seen the movie, Mary Poppins, awesome. She jumps into the sidewalk chalk paintings with the kids. The kids don't say, wow, how did that happen? That's not supposed to happen. This is a sidewalk chalk painting. What are we doing in here? They didn't do that. They just started riding the merry-go-round. They started eating the cotton candy that was in there. And they totally made that fantasy a fact, and they jumped into it and they lived it. You might say, well, Dave, that's absurd. But no, it's not. That's what you did to get into inception phase. That's why you started Isogenics, is you jumped into that sidewalk chalk painting. Now, don't get out of the sidewalk chalk painting. Use your mental discipline and focus to stay in that sidewalk chalk painting while you're getting into action, while you're out there beating the pavement and where the rubber meets the road, you're doing the work. I'm going to tell you, it doesn't just keep your attitude and your thoughts at a high level. It does something miraculous. That's when the miracles start to show up in your life, and the consultant machine does show up because you're exercising a high degree of faith. So, okay, so I could talk about, I talked about that for 7 years on a podcast. Listen to it.
Totally. And I cannot agree more, coming in with high inception, belief in myself, belief in the products, the company, the industry, all of it. And going for the plan and going for the bonuses, ending up with executive and no consultant machines yet. And, like now what? You rely on your belief systems and becoming bulletproof, as I put it, disciplining your disappointments, staying in it to win it. And you don't stop. You don't stop until you find those consultant machines. And it's only been I've been in this for 6 months now. Thank you so much, Dave, for the Forever Pack, because it does make this so simple and duplicatable. And I got a little lost in the pack system. Love them. Great packs. And not so duplicatable. So it's been incredible. And now on my right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially, wait, 1, 2, I have to count 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 consultant machines on my right. And they're just getting going, but I know who they are, and they know who they are.
Oh, yeah, I had a conversation with a couple.
You know who they are, right?
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh my
you've
God.
been doing the visualization too, right? You've been totally focused. Totally. We call it 10 and 10. Jumping into the Mary Poppins paintings, we call it 10 and 10. And you've been committed to that every single
You guys,
morning.
Seriously ready. I could have quit. I could have been that little green line right there that says, this isn't working. But again, I came in with high level of belief and understanding of the industry. I mean, so it takes really, my point here is that even consultant machines aren't going to come in necessarily with the level of understanding and belief and commitment for this as like say I did, and maybe a couple of other people do. Like, we need to feed them so they get to that point. It's not automatic. And they need a series of exposures and calls and just different, events and things in order to become that bulletproof and that committed and that excited. And so for most of these people on that side that are now consultant machines, it's taken that. And I only feel like just now that I'm actually really developing the deeper relationships with them, but I've been plugging them in with you largely. And it's, it takes commitment. It's just this commitment. Don't stop. The only way that you can quit or fail in this is to quit. And, but we have so many tools to continue to keep your energy high. When you're feeling low, that's when you want to call your sponsor and say, what do I need to plug into to get my energy high again, to get my belief high again? What do I need to listen to? And we might ask a few questions around where you're faltering, whether it's belief in yourself or the industry itself, because how many people are poo-pooing on network marketing because they quit before they found their consultant machines, right? Or before they even became one themselves. And so they think, oh, this doesn't work. They were promised this big, high payout, but they didn't have the patience to build it or the fortitude to build it. And really who you become in the process of this is such a big part of it. It's this leadership. It's this development of putting other people first and caring more about the people that you bring in and them being successful, whether it's with their health or as you know, associates with you with their wealth, we have to put them first. And that's a development for a lot of people. They don't have that character yet, because they've been trying to make their own life work. Forget about like helping other people get by, right? So there's a lot of layers to this, and yet all it really takes is, how do I show up fully, act as if, know what I want, know when my freedom day is, commit, stay bulletproof, and continue to grow and reach down and serve. It's like, it sounds easy, but so long as you don't quit, you know, in a way it is, because we get to choose our hard, right, Dave?
It's simple.
Either we do this and become a better person, a better leader, and have this kind of freedom and meaning and purpose in our lives. And oh my gosh, the fulfillment of this kind of work is just like nothing else. Or we work the 9 to 5 or the 9 to 7 or the 9 to 9 or whatever it is forever. And that's not the forever pack I want. So yeah.
Don't be a consultant machine with your job. Don't keep showing up to your job and being a consultant machine there, because we are, right? That's the thing that I knew was, you know, being 15 years as a mechanic, I was already working hard, and you know, there was no light at the end of the tunnel. So why don't I just do this? Because the principles are there. And if I work them long enough and I develop the skills and put enough time and effort into that, I can be just as good an isogenics associate as I am a mechanic. And I was a good mechanic because I put the time in, right? And so just thank you so much, Alex, for having me come on and for everything you're doing to inspire everybody. And I also recognized, and I saw Kathy Tank on here. I just want to say hi, Kathy.
I do too.
You are in my presentation. I know you probably know that, but I talk about you all the time. You inspire so many people. Oh my gosh. I feel like I know you like you're my sister, because I talk about you like I've talked about you over 2,500 times. How do you feel about that? You know, so thank you for being the inspiration.
Yeah, I actually had a new customer who was asking, you know, where do I find her? And I found you on Facebook and sent you a friend request, and to see you here on this group just tickles me too. So thank you so much, Kathy, for being here too. I'm going to go ahead and I think stop the recording. I have one last question, Dave, just since we still have a little bit more time before this hour is up. You know, you talked about turning over these rocks, right? Looking for the red dot for the $1,000 a week. Absolutely. It's a no-brainer that we would all do this. It makes so much sense. So what does it mean to turn over a red rock in isogenics? What do you see as that action that produces results that would equate to turning over a rock?
Listening to people, you guys, and knowing your craft well enough that you know the solution for them with confidence. You can provide the solution for them. I just got chills everywhere. You hear me? Listen to them. It's not about you. Nobody cares about your story. Listen to their story and show them that you care about them. When I listen to somebody on a 3x5, I write down on a 3x5 card. In fact, I should have one around here somewhere on notes that I took. Oh, it's out in the car. When I was talking with you, Alex, I'm writing notes down, and little thing that they're saying that just stands out to me when I'm listening to them share their story, because I want to make sure that I'm listening and that I give them the right answer. And so I know my craft. I've learned the answers by listening to my mentors say the answers over time. You just pick that up kind of on the job training. And then I've studied. I've actually pulled open, you know, I've listened to the podcasts from Isogenics. They used to have CDs. I transcribed the CDs. So truly learning your craft so that you can provide the correct solution for each individual on an individual basis. And learn that compensation plan, you guys, where you can explain it. I watched an 8-year-old do it on the stage in Isogenics. You can learn this compensation plan, but learn the power of 2, 3, 4, and 5 at 100 BV and help people to understand that. Help people to understand the consultant machine. Internalize it so that you can't sleep. I got a text this morning, and they said, I woke up at 4 o'clock. I just can't sleep. I'm so excited. Because they internalized what's going on. Forever Pack, the 100 BV, the Freedom Day. And that's what you want to be able to do to other people. Give them sleepless nights, right? But you got to internalize it. You got to understand it. Don't just come on these to be inspired. Come on here so that you can be the future inspirer, because that's an irreplaceable skill. And Bob Proctor says the law of compensation says you will be compensated equally to your not being able to be replaced. Mm-hmm. And so when you can inspire people, you're irreplaceable, and you could get paid big money in Isogenics for that. And what do you have to do? Explain the compensation plan and explain the right solution. Now that's easy with the Forever Pack, because no matter what their issue is, it's Forever Pack. We're going to get you started on a shake a day and isogenesis, and then we'll move you into some other things on the back end. But that's easy, right? It's always a Forever Pack, but you still got to know some things about it and how to explain that. So, and
yes.
Go to my YouTube channel, because there's plenty of videos on there for you to get more information than you need to master this craft.
Yes. And I think I'll wrap that up with this too, because I want you all thinking about this tonight. Who do I need to become to inspire consultant machines, to attract and inspire consultant machines? First of all, check in with yourself. Am I a consultant machine? And who do I need to become to inspire them? We have so many.
You said that. Can I just interrupt you real quick? Because I love how you said that. The person that gave up because they didn't get a consultant machine, they weren't a consultant machine themselves. That is so profound, you guys. They were expecting consultant machines without being a consultant machine themselves. How do we know? Because they quit. A consultant machine would not quit.
Right. And so, yeah, who do you need to become? And part of that question is, well, it's not even so much a question. I think, yes, we have all these amazing tools. We have Dave in our back pocket. We've got all these videos. We have these books that we can plug into. This concept of becoming bulletproof, why? Why do we want to become bulletproof? Because it changes your entire posture. It changes your magnetism. It changes your confidence, and people receive you so entirely different, and they actually are looking for you because you become so magnetic with that vibration of, I am in this to win this. I'm looking for people just like me. I mean, it's like you put that energy out in the world, and law of attraction brings it back. It's law. And so who do I need to become means become bulletproof. Just really get yourself so in such a level of posture and confidence. Maybe the words don't come out great. You know, my daughter's getting into this too, and she's watching me and she's like, you make it look easy. And I get that, but you know, and I've been doing this for a long time, but her belief is there. And I just said, you just have to give yourself permission to say, you know what, I may not say this perfectly, but I know what I know. So just hang tight with me. And people are so graceful, you guys. Don't try to fake it. Just go ahead and be honest and say, I know what I know. I can lead you to some tools that'll speak it way better than I can, but I'm so excited because you've told me these things and I know that we can help you. And it's that posture that does the work. You don't have to be so perfectly eloquent. So I just really want to give you permission for that, but you do have to do your part of the work and pretend you are that, whatever that dollar amount is per week. Am I earning that this week? Can I actually say I would pay somebody that amount of money for what I'm doing this week? And do that little self-check for yourself. Yes, it's leverage. Yes, it pays over time, but it's a good self-check to see, am I putting in the work on the front end to get the payoff on the back end? So that's what I wanted to share.
If you're a consultant machine, raise your hand. Awesome. A couple people not quite sure out there. All right, so go out there and make it happen, right?
Yeah, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you, Dave, for taking this time. We really appreciate you for that.
And somebody mentioned on the books here, I think Kathy, you typed them in. For those of you.
Oh yeah, chat.
The other one was John Maxwell's The 5 Levels of Leadership.
Right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, and I'll just open it for just a second in case anybody, you guys want to just
I'll hang out for a second. Anybody want to ask any questions?
Video is stopped. And did I stop? No, I just stopped my video. Hold on, let me stop the recording. That's what I wanted to do. Pardon me. Stop the recording.